Hi.
Okay, so our first order of business, we need to have a acting chair, and I know Andrew does have to recuse himself, or will be recusing himself for one of the items. Dr. Cook or Ernest, would either of you be willing to volunteer to?
I volunteer Angela.
You can't do that. You can only volunteer Ernest.
Well, it's been all guys up to this point.
Yeah, but you ought to been doing a great job, and I had a really long day, so.
And you're so fantastic at doing this. You're a chairboard anyway.
No. Ernest, you do it.
All right. Oh, God.
So it sounds like we have a motion to appoint Ernest Costin as our acting chair. Andrew, would you like to second that?
Well, I think Andrew has the most experience doing this, so I think he should do it, and I'll fill in when he has to leave.
I'm seconding Angela's motion.
Damn.
All right. So why don't we do I'll do a roll call vote. Dr. Cook?
Here.
Are you voting in favor of Ernest being the chair?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I thought you said roll call. Okay.
No, a roll call vote. So Ernest Costin?
Yes.
Okay, and Andrew Shelburne.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, everyone, and thank you, Ernest. So Ernest, can you see my script here on the screen?
I do now.
Okay.
Read this.
If you could, yes, please, to kick us off, to call.
All right, open the script. All right, the time is now 6:06. I'm calling to order the Highland Park Architectural Conservation District Commission, September 25th, 2025. Public hearing. Commissioners present are, and call your name as you.
Sure, I could. I'll let you know. Here
All right.
we have a Commissioner Angela Cook, Commissioner Andrew Shelburne, and Commissioner Ernest Costin.
You don't want to see your face?
Do.
You see it now, right?
Moving on.
Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to get my camera to open. You can't see me, right?
No, we can't. We can hear you fine.
Yeah, but I want to see you. I mean, I want you to see me, but I can't find the thing you push to turn the camera on.
It probably has a scope video. So today the commission will be holding a public hearing to review applicants
Let's see if I can do it.
in accordance with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Executive Order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, including the March 28, 2025 amendment extending the suspension of these provisions until June 30th, 2027, we are conducting this meeting online. To ensure public access to the deliberations of the Highland Park Architectural Conservation District Commission, the public may access this call through telephone video conferencing. This hearing is being recorded. All further conversations between commissioners should be audible to the public in attendance until the hearing has adjourned. Are there any media or elected officials currently present? If so, please state your name, title, and affiliation. Anybody out there?
If you could raise your hand if there's anyone here from the press or elected officials. Not seeing anyone raising their hand.
Nobody surfaced?
Okay. No, not seeing anyone.
All right. So members of the public will have. Hello?
Yep, we're here.
Yeah. Members of the public will have an opportunity to ask questions and provide public comment on applications and discussions. To do so, please raise your hand in the application via the Zoom meeting platform. If you are calling in and cannot use the platform, you can press *9 to raise your hand, or you can send your questions to staff via email at highlandacdc public@boston.gov. Please public comments will be limited to 2 minutes per person. I think that's all I can see on my script here.
That's the end. That's great. Thank you. All right. So, Ernest, if you can just read our agenda into the record here.
All right, we have five items on the agenda. Number one is the ratification of 8/28, 2025 public meeting minutes. Then number two is that we go into executive session to discuss the open meeting law complaints, each submitted by Nicholas, affectionately known as Nick Laudani, and respectively received by the Highland Park Architectural Conservation District Commission on September 8th, 2025, and September 22, 2025. The third thing on the agenda tonight is the design review. We have 3 applications, the 25th, 26th, 2 for the 26th. 3 Cedar Square construction, which is a new residential building on vacant land over by Cedar Park. And then we have Marcella Street, 7586 Marcella Street, construction of 2 new multi-residential buildings on vacant lots. And the last application, application 26.0209, is 40 Linwood Street. It's a renovation of existing house and construction of a 2-story addition. And then there'll be staff updates. It's number 4 on our agenda. And the last thing on the agenda is the adjournment. Any questions about the agenda, tonight's agenda? Okay, hearing no questions, can we accept this as read? All in favor?
That would be the meeting minutes for August 28th, 2025. I think, Andrew, did you have any comments?
Yeah, I just had one quick comment. There's a capture of something that John Ellerton said in the meeting minutes. It's like a 1-sentence thing. I don't remember him saying that exactly as it's written. And I would just ask if Joe, if you could reach out to him and confirm whatever he said.
I think we're just talking about the minutes, the agenda, accepting the agenda. Is that what we're doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were moving to the minutes. Sorry, Ernest.
Oh.
No, we just, is the agenda as presented, is that acceptable? Any questions about the agenda?
Not really. I mean, normally.
Yes, no?
Yes, I guess I have one comment or question is I guess I was a little bit surprised to see that 40 Linwood was a design review instead of a advisory review, but I guess it's okay.
Are you questioning 40 Linwood being on the agenda?
Yeah, well, no, I'm not. It should be on the agenda for sure, but usually projects like that, we have them go to a advisory review first.
Yeah. Well, right now it's under design review on the agenda. So is that an issue?
I mean, I guess it's fine. It's just maybe a little out of the ordinary, I guess.
So you accept it?
Yeah, it's fine. Let's just move forward.
All right,
it's
good,
there,
good.
and let's just
All right.
I couldn't see it again.
So, any other questions about the agenda?
No, it looks good, Ernest. Thank you.
All right. So, if no one else has any questions concerning the agenda,
Push that
I
up,
suggest.
see what happens.
Say again.
No. We're good.
I think we're listening to
Dr. Cook. I think Dr.
Cook and
Okay, we can see you, Dr. Cook. Great.
Yeah, we can see you. Yeah.
Joe and Angela. Okay. All right. All right. So, all in favor, say aye. All opposed, say nay.
I don't think we need to vote on the agenda, Ernest.
Well, we just did.
Okay.
All right. Moving forward, what's on the next thing on the agenda?
It's the ratification of the August 28th, 2025 hearing minutes.
All right.
Yeah, so I would motion to approve these meeting minutes with the proviso that Joe reach out to John Ellerton and ask him for an updated statement on the meeting minutes. That's
And that
it.
was regarding 75 to 86.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. That's the only, everything else looks reasonably good to me. So there's a motion out there if anybody wants to second it. And
Well, I didn't attend that meeting, so I can't really vote.
I think we need you to vote.
But I don't know if it's true
Yeah.
or false. I was out of town at the time of that meeting.
I think Elizabeth Sherva, our Deputy Director of the Office of Historic Preservation, has her hand raised.
I can't see. Go ahead.
Hi, I just want to comment on Andrew's request for an updated statement. The meeting minutes need to reflect the meeting of 8/28. And so what we could do is go back and look at the recording and make sure that what the recording states matches the meeting minutes.
Yeah, thank you. That's perfect.
Okay, great.
So should I correct my proviso?
Or we could table them and bring the draft back after we review the recording.
Well, I do want to get them issued, and I trust that you're gonna look at the recording and correct it. So I would just, my motion would be to approve the meeting minutes with the proviso that Joe reviews the meeting video and confirms the statement by John Ellerton is accurate. Then issues the meeting minutes.
So what was the statement? Do you recall?
It was I have it here. So we were discussing the proposed construction of the buildings at 75 and 86 Marcella Street, and the comment was that I had put into the minutes. John Ellerton discussed his involvement in the PRC review and questioned the project's fundings and increased costs. So I can go back to the recording and review that to make sure I got that correct.
Yeah. Do we need to do that now or at the time that comes up on the agenda?
So we can. So I think the motion right now is that Andrew is making a motion to accept the minutes, but that I go back and listen to the recording and update that piece of them.
Yep. That's it. Yep. So we can move on. So we just need to second this and
do I hear a second? Would anyone like? Yeah, Angela, is that your hand?
I think Dr. Cook was questioning whether or not she could vote because she wasn't at the hearing. You can vote, but I'll leave it up to you how comfortable you are voting for them. If not, again, we can always post a draft of the minutes on the website and then bring them back in October.
Yeah, we need to quorum, Angela.
Yeah, but I wasn't at the meeting, so I'm not going to vote.
Okay. Let's do what you suggested, Joe.
Okay.
Let's.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
Yeah. No, but I understand.
I got the but so
Angela's
we can move
position.
forward. Yeah, we can move forward. So is there a second?
Oh, so we're just gonna table this, Ernest, until I can
that's
back
even
and
better.
correct them. Yeah, so I can go back and correct them and then bring them back next month.
All right.
But I will post as soon as I correct them. I will post a draft online.
All right.
Okay.
So that's been tabled.
We're all agreeing to table this. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What's next on the agenda? Oh shit! I need to be able to pull it back.
Okay. So the next agenda item is our executive session, and we do have an explanation here. We need to have a motion to enter into executive session. And Ernest, I don't know, are you able to see this, to read it?
No.
Okay. I think, so I'll just explain this. So we need a motion to enter into executive session. The commission needs to meet in executive session. The purpose of this executive session pursuant to the open meeting law, Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 30A, Sections 21A1, is to discuss strategy for the open meeting law complaints involving the Highland Park Architectural Conservation District Commission, each submitted by Nicholas Laudani and respectively received by this commission on September 8th, 2025 and September 22nd, 2025. Meeting in open session would have a detrimental effect on the commission's position. Therefore, the commission will be meeting in an executive session pursuant to Chapter 30A and Sections 21B4. The commission will reconvene in an open session after the executive session. So Ernest, if you want to ask if there is a motion to move this forward.
Oh, you're muted, Ernest.
I see Nicholas has his hand up, but what do we do? Do we move forward or do we recognize his hand?
Well, we're not taking public comment at this moment.
So we can't do anything until public comment. All right. So the chair will entertain a motion to what do we do? Table in this or
No, it would be to enter into executive session as
to enter into executive session as of now?
Yes.
Yes. So now we're entertaining a second.
Oh, we need someone to make that motion.
Yeah.
I thought someone just did. I thought I was repeating what. Okay.
So I can make the motion to move into executive session. Just if Joe, if you could just explain to everyone on the call that we're going to be right back and not
Yes.
to
Yep.
not
So,
to go anywhere.
Yep, we will move members of the public into the waiting room. I anticipate it should be brief, 15 to 20 minutes at the most. If you would like to leave the hearing and if you email me, I'll be happy to email you back when we go back into session. And the email address is highlandacdc@boston.gov. All right, so we need a motion to enter into executive session.
Yeah, motion to enter into executive session.
Do I hear a second? Elizabeth, you shook your head. Does that mean yes?
Oh,
I don't get to vote, Ernest.
So it'd be up to Dr. Cook or Ernest to second the motion to go into executive session.
I guess it's on you, Angela, seeing that I'm doing the chair.
I don't think so.
You can make the motion too, Ernest.
I second
Or second
yeah.
the motion. Yeah, second the
Yeah,
motion.
the chair
Sorry.
seconds the motion
All right.
that we go into executive session.
All right, I'll do the roll call vote. Commissioner Shelburne,
Yes.
Commissioner Costin,
Yes.
and Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, everyone. So I will
I can move.
everyone into the waiting
I will
room.
help you, Joe.
Okay, thank you.
So Elizabeth, you're not a commissioner, right?
No, she's our deputy commissioner to the Office of Historic Preservation.
Oh,
Deputy
did I miss?
Director. No, that's
Oh,
okay.
director.
Yeah.
All right.
Did I miss that introduction early? There has been no introduction yet.
Hold on one moment. Okay.
I think everyone's in the waiting room at this point. Needs to be.
That's everybody with the blue patch is in the waiting room, right?
Okay, so I am going to see here. I will.